What's up, YouTube? My name is Bigboysnacksjonnytv, aka What Kind of Snacks You Want, because I got plenty to go around. This is my WWE Raw review and highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please go watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content I do on the channel because I am a grinder. Follow my social media down below in the description. Now, let's get started. But thank you guys so much for coming out to my Twitch stream last night. I had a very good time with you guys. So shout out to everybody that came to my live stream on Twitch. So WWE Raw was a decent show for what it was, but it had some good matches. Alright, it says Raw was live from Louisville, Kentucky, KFC Yum Center. Commentary tonight with Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. Alright, RIP to Sabu, man. It is so sad to see him, one of my greatest all-time favorites since ECW. Sabu passed away of the age of 60. He was supposed to turn 61, but my condolence goes out to Sabu and his family, man. So that's all I gotta say from here. But Sabu will never be forgot. RP to Sabu. It's Monday, and you know what that means. Wait a minute. WWE then now forever together. Michael Cole welcomes us to the show, and we see numbers of stars making their way into the building for tonight. We then cut to a recap package surrounding Jey Uso and Seth Rollins facing off for the World Heavyweight Championship last week. After seeing the chaos leading to Jey Uso retaining the title, we cut backstage as CM Punk makes his way to the gorilla position and then out to ringside. The crowd singing along to his theme along the way. So we get CM Punk addresses Seth Rollins and his amazing friends. Alright, in this segment right here, to be honest, this was a 30-minute segment. This segment went 30 minutes. CM Punk has a microphone and as he hypes up Louisville, saying he's pissed off, but he's happy to be someplace he can call home, referring to his OVW days. To a pop from the crowd. CM Punk admits he has a lot of enemies, but number one with a big fat bullet is himself. CM Punk says they've been there before. It's not the first time Paul Heyman has stabbed him in the back. Fool him once, shame on you. Fool him twice, shame on him. CM Punk says that grown in this company, or at least he has saying Jey Uso tried to warn him about Paul Heyman when he returned to the company. So yes, he's mad at Paul Heyman, and he is mad at Timbu CM Punk, Seth Rollins, but he's mostly just mad at himself. But we know how this ends, and he can't wait to get his hands on Paul Heyman. It says, ladies and gentlemen, CM Punk interrupts him, telling Penguin to come on down. He starts running Paul Heyman some more as he calls out Seth Rollins in the process, for sure enough. Burn it down. Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker step onto the stage, and CM Punk is having none of it as he tells Seth Rollins he's nothing but a song kid, saying sooner or later the bell has to ring. The music stops and the crowd who were singing along with Seth's music starts chanting for CM Punk instead. Seth Rollins starts to talk about CM Punk being egotistical as the crowd tried to down him out and boost, but Seth Rollins pressed on talking about Paul Heyman being CM Punk's best friend, only to make his life hell on the road to WrestleMania 41, and now he's trying to gaslight everyone by saying Paul Heyman betrayed CM Punk. CM Punk makes Seth Rollins sick as Paul Heyman believes in CM Punk when no one else did. Seth Rollins believes CM Punk is trash, among other things. And just when he thinks he couldn't hate CM Punk anymore, the man stands there as the reason Seth Rollins is not World Heavyweight Champion. CM Punk tells Seth Rollins he's never going to be champ as long as CM Punk is standing on his own 2 feet. Seth Rollins continues saying CM Punk wants to play the victim, and if he wants to die a Marty Seth believes that can be arranged. He hopes CM Punk prepare his last word, mentioning for Braun Breaker to get into the ring. CM Punk mocks the former Intercontinental Champion as Braun Breaker slides in, and the two immediately go at it until Braun Breaker takes CM Punk down in a corner. He backs away to take his jacket off, and this is the opening. CM Punk has turned things around until Seth Rollins intervenes. The two started to wear CM Punk down. Sami Zayn runs down the ramp for the save, but the sheer might of Braun Breaker is too much as he and Seth Rollins take him out before looking to flatten CM Punk out with a steel chair. But Jey Uso runs into the ring, stopping Seth Rollins with a super kick. Braun Breaker gets the better of Jey Uso, but Sami Zayn is in with a chair as well. And the numbers are finally such where Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins escape to the ring, regrouping alongside Paul Heyman on the bottom of the ramp. I'll I'll be honest, going into WWERAW tonight, it was expecting a 30-minute yap fest. What we got was relatively short yap fest into a good little brawl to establish the rivalries going on. Still unsure if Seth Rollins introduce another wrestler into this group, but some good stuff. All right, now let me tell you something. In my opinion, Sami Zayn is not going to join Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. The only person might join Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker is Karrion Kross. If Karrion Kross joins Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, they are going. All three of them is going to wreck some stuff on Monday Night Raw. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to see anybody reacting to Sami Zayn might join Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. It is not Sami Zayn. I know social media very well. Showstopper TV said it himself. Shout out to my boy Showstopper TV. He said it himself. Um, I know me and Showstopper TV know social media very well. So it is not going to happen. So I believe, in my honest opinion, that Karrion Kross is going to join Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. If that happens, Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, and Karrion Kross, they are going to wreck some stuff. I believe that Scarlett's going to be alongside with the group with Karrion Kross. So we'll see. That's all I gotta say. That's just my opinion. I'm going to speak on it. It is what it is. If they don't like it, oh well. All right. We get a look back at Backlash and El Grande Americano's involvement, leading to Dominic Mysterio's picking up the win to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Back at ringside, Penta makes his way out for our opening contest. He'll face Chad Gable. That match is up next. Commercial break. Michael Cole talks about Night of Champions and the SmackDown proceeding. Preceding it takes place live from Saudi Arabia, June 27th and 28th. But SmackDown needs to go back to 2 hours instead of 3 hours because SmackDown for 2 hours is way better than 3 hours. That's just my opinion. You know I'm speaking facts. That's all I gotta say. All right, back at ringside, Pat McAfee is introduced as he has returned after the beating he took at Backlash, and Chad Gable is already in the ring as this match gets underway. So we get Penta versus Chad Gable, and this match right here, this was a fun match, and that's all I gotta say. Penta starts to get the advantage early on until Chad Gable takes him to the mat, wearing him down as the crowd boos. Commentary discussed El Grande America's tour of Mexico as Gable continues to go to work on Penta, sending him to the corner before starting to rip off the luchador's mask. Penta managed to get him away to get back into the match, sending Chad Gable to the outside before going for a dive over the ropes, only to be interrupted with a diving headbutt by Chad Gable. Penta is down, and Gable shouts, "Lucha Libre sucks." Editorial note: Chad Gable is wrong. As we go to commercial break. Alright, so we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, both men are in the ring again as the crowd chants, "We want Penta," while the luchador sends Chad Gable to the ropes, taking him down hard. Chad Gable in a corner now as Penta hits a double boot to the chest before in pulling him in for a cover in a 2 count. Penta goes to the ropes again, but is caught with a German suplex that gets Chad Gable a near fall. Chad Gable goes up top for a diving headbutt and dives right into a cold breaker by Penta, covering a 2 count for the Lucha as Chad Gable crawls to the corner, turning things around as he sends Penta into the opposite corner. Slight slip by Penta, but he recovers as he looks for a backstabber. But Chad Gable counters, taking the luchador down before hitting a moonsault, covered by Chad Gable for a 2 count, and Penta is back up to land a super kick. With that, with the man total not El Grande America down on the mat, Penta looks for the sacrifice only for Chad Gable to counter into it, and not gonna lie. Penta eventually rolls through for a near fall, rolls through for a near fall to break the hold. But Chad Gable responds with a cradle and a 2 count of his own. The two fight it out towards the corner, going up top before Penta knocks him off for a Mexican destroyer for the win, for the pin and the win. The winner of the match, Penta. This was a fun match right here. Chad Gable escapes to the outside, angrily staring down a celebration. Penta, as commentary continues to bang on about Americano. Fun opening match. Though I will just say this now, the banter surrounding Chad Gable as El Grande Americano as good a bit as it been is started to get on my nerve getting to grate on my nerves. LOL. Still a good story developing, and we see Penta pick up the win for some revenge after Chad Gable, and I agree with that. All right, video package. Roxanne Perez and Julia send a message to the Raw Women's Division ahead of their tag match against Io Sky and Rhea Ripley tonight. The Women's Division of Raw, they are really cooking, and that's all I gotta say. Um, Roxanne, Roxanne Perez and Rhea Ripley had good chemistry, just like Io Sky and Julia also had good chemistry, and that's all I gotta say. That's just my opinion. I'm speaking facts, and I stand on it. All right. It says the first ever 2 night SummerSlam comes to MetLife Stadium with special host Cardi B on August 2nd and 3rd. Now I heard rumors that Constantine is going to be hosting SummerSlam, so they might as well just bring AMP, and that's all I gotta say. So Constantine and Cardi B, they both are going to be there, and that's all I gotta say. All right, let me continue. Backstage, the Judgment Day have a chat about Dom understanding time zone before the champ talks to Finn Balor about what went down at Backlash. Finn Balor assures Dom everything is fine before leaving to get ready for his match later. And Dom gets a quick education on time zone as we cut away. Video package. Looking back at Pat McAfee, Estelle taking a beating for 14 1407 thanks cage match by Gunther at Backlash. Back at ringside, the crowd and Cole gives their respect to Pat McAfee for taking as much punishment as he did on Saturday night. Pat McAfee talks about the extent of the damage, giving respect to Gunther for what he inflicted. The New Day's music as the World Tag Team Champions make their way out. They will be joining commentary as the World Raiders take on American Man, and that match is up next. So we go to commercial break. Michael Cole hypes the upcoming WWE Saturday Night's main event on May 24th with a tag match now set for CM Punk and Sami Zayn facing Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Backstage, Sami Zayn talks to CM Punk about the match being made, with both men expressing their reservation going in. Sami Zayn offers to provable oval, not oval, evolve branch, to which CM Punk accepts as we head back to ringside to get our next match on the way. So we get the next match: War Raiders, Eric and Ivar versus American Made, Julius Creed and Brutus Creed. And this tag team match right here, I'm gonna say this was a this match right here, I ain't even gonna lie, this was a quick match. Yeah. Yeah, this was a no matter of fact, I changed that. This was a solid tag team match. Ira and Brutus start things off going at it while New Day has a shouting contest with Pat McAfee and Michael Cole on commentary. Ira makes the tag to Eric as Julius tag in, with American Man getting the upper hand on the War Raiders as Brutus tags back in. Eric sends him out of the ring, but Ivar was knocked off the apron by Julius, blocking a tag as Eric goes for a dive. But Brutus catches him for a big suplex to the floor. The New Day applauding the move as we go to commercial break. So we go to commercial break. Back in the ring, Ivar is making short work of both Creed brothers before charging into Julius in the corner. He goes up top, but is intercepted by Julius for an avalanche suplex into a moonsault by Brutus, who tags in for a near fall. Ivar manages to fight back before tagging in Eric, who lays in some damage of his own before tagging Ivar in. This continues until things break down, with all four men knocking each other down in the middle of the ring. Brutus is back up and takes Ivar down before American made double team to take him down for a near fall before Eric breaks up the pin. The action spills outside where we see Eric arguing with Xavier Woods while Kofi Kingston knocks Ivar off the top, allowing American Made to hit the Brutus ball to pick up the win. The winner of the match by pinfall, American Made. This was a solid tag team match. We cut backstage where Seth Rollins has a few words for Braun Breaker ahead of their tag match at Saturday night's main event, saying Sami Zayn and CM Punk have no idea what he's capable of before whispering something in Braun Breaker's ear to let him leave the room. Elsewhere, Adam Pearce has a quick chat with Jey Uso about something to be announced later in the show, and the champ is said to appear up next. So we go to commercial break. Tomorrow's Raw recap will have Penta as a guest. We take a look back at last week's World Heavyweight Champion match, but more specifically what went down between Jey Uso and Logan Paul. After Raw went off the air, we get the World Heavyweight Championship match between the two confirmed for May 24th edition of Saturday night's main event before heading back to ringside for the arrival of the World Heavyweight Champion himself, Jey Uso. That's my boy Jey Uso. Alright. Jey Uso appears in Yeats in Yeatsville. Sorry, couldn't help it. I will not obliterate into boring details the amount of time it takes for the champ to get into the ring, but I will say the crowd chants for one more yeet, and Jey Uso obliged. Jey Uso says the World Heavyweight Champion is now in their city, so a big pop before saying he's got a big target on his back, so he wants to get something off his big chest. He runs down Logan Paul's previous remarks, presuming that after Saturday night's main event, he will still be, but Gunther music cuts the champ off as the ring general makes his way down the ramp. The crowd reminds the former champion that he tapped out at WrestleMania 41 as he stepped into the ring, addressing Jey Uso, beating him that night. After Jey Uso mocks him for tapping out that night, Gunther expressed that he understands the pressure the new champion is under, but unlike Gunther, Jey Uso is not a natural champion since Jey Uso likes to run his mouth so much. He's surprised he didn't share the news. So let him share that news himself, revealing that Gunther will face whoever leaves Saturday night's main event as World Heavyweight Champion. That match will that match the match will be set on June 9th, and Gunther hopes it's Jey Uso so he can take back what's rightfully his. Jey Uso cuts him off, promising to take down the YouTuber before he and the ring general run it back. Jey Uso's music hits as Gunther leaves the ring, staring the champ down while we are reminding remind remain of the SNME match. Alright. Jey Uso continues to pop the crowd with nearly everything he says and does, but the big takeaway from tonight's segment is that Gunther gets a shot at whoever leads Saturday night's main event as World Heavyweight Champion. Alright, that was a pretty good segment in my opinion. Alright, video package. Io Sky addresses her opponent for our main event tag team match tonight. Michael Cole then talks about the wrestling world marring the the loss of Sabu, a slideshow highlighting his career before we hear thank you Sabu for heading to commercial. RP to Sabu, man. Sabu is one of the ghosts in ECW, man. He went up against CM Punk, Sandman, you name it. Sabu has done it all. Man, he has done it all. You know what I'm saying? And the way that he is a springboard off the chair into anybody, that is amazing. So RP to Sabu, man. Sabu has never been forgotten. And my condolence goes to Sabu and his family and their family. But it's so sad to see Sabu passed away at the age of 60. He was supposed to turn 61. So that's all I gotta say, man. So Sabu, RP to Sabu, you'll never be forgotten. You always will be one of my favorites in ECW. So yeah, so after this, I'm going to watch Sabu's moments for what he did in ECW. So I'm going to watch that off my own time on YouTube. All right, back to it. I had to get that off my chest. So yeah. So we go to commercial break. Backstage, we start to hear from Louis Kaiser, but a commotion moves us away where Jails has been laid out by Braun Breaker. He leaves as official checks on the champ while Sami Zayn checks on him. Back at ringside, Finn Balor is accompanied by Carlito and JD Madonna as he leads as he heads down the ramp for our next match. Noticeably absent is Dominic Mysterio, and commentary is getting no answer from the Judgment Day as AJ Styles makes his way out next. He enters the ring, and this match gets underway. All right, so we get the next match. So we get the phenomenal AJ Styles versus the Judgment Day Finn Balor. And this match right here, I ain't even gonna lie, man. This, to be honest, um, this um, this match right here, I ain't even gonna lie. This was a good match between AJ Styles and Finn Balor. The two lock up as the crowd chants for AJ Styles, but Finn Balor takes him down to the canvas. AJ Styles fights back, taking Finn Balor down instead. Side headlock is countered by Finn Balor, but AJ Styles rolls him onto his shoulders for a second. They fight to their feet, and AJ Styles hits the ropes, eventually sending Finn Balor out of the ring with a drop kick. Finn Balor regroups with his comparents. JD Madonna run down AJ Styles, who stares them down as we go to get a commercial break. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break. Back from commercial break. Finn Balor is back in the ring and has AJ Styles in the corner before AJ Styles fends him off with a kick. Backbreaker and a snap suplex gets AJ Styles a near fall, and he follows up with a body slam and knee drop. Finn Balor tries to recover in the corner before fighting back, only for AJ Styles to land some chops before Finn Balor kicks him away to get a breather. Finn Balor goes right back to work on AJ Styles against the ropes until the referee intervenes. Finn Balor goes to work on stretching AJ Styles out, changing in an original stretch as AJ Styles tries to fight out of the hold. Hip toss and hip toss and elbow strike gives AJ Styles an opening, sending Finn Balor into the corner before taking him down for a near fall. JD Madonna hops on onto the apron, and this distracts AJ Styles long enough for Finn Balor to get a cradle for a 2 count. Both men are back up as they hit the ropes and take each other down to the canvas as we go to another commercial break. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, the fight is in the corner before AJ Styles send Finn Balor down with a superplex. They fight back to their feet with Finn Balor getting a big forearm to the face, but responding with a Pele kick, but AJ Styles counters with the into a calf crusher. Finn Balor is struggling, but managed to reach the ropes for the break. Finn Balor gets to his feet, dropping AJ Styles to the canvas for a near fall. He heads to the corner as AJ Styles crawls away, and Finn Balor charges at him, only to take a clothesline instead. Finn Balor responds with a sling blade off the ropes before sending AJ Styles to the corner with a drop kick. Finn Balor goes up top for the coup de grace, but he collapsed. This gives AJ Styles the opening and to land AJ lands a Styles collapse for the cover, but Finn Balor managed to get his shoulders up. Crowd chants "This is awesome" as AJ Styles looks to set Finn Balor up for another Styles clash, but but Judgment Day distracts him long enough for Finn Balor to dodge the phenomenal form. 1960 connects, but it's only good for a 2 count. As AJ Styles kicks out at ringside, we see Penta pop up through the crowd, taking the fight to the Judgment Day to keep them at bay. While AJ Styles catches Finn Balor with the phenomenal forearm to pick up the win. The winner by pinfall, the phenomenal AJ Styles. This was a good match between AJ Styles and Finn Balor. Good match between AJ Styles and Finn Balor. Replay of Penta taking down the Judgment Day and AJ Styles getting the win. Commentary hypes Money in the Bank before looking back at Lyra Kira beating Becky Lynch to retain the Women's Intercontinental Championship. That was the match of the night at Backlash between Lyra Kira and Becky Lynch. Backstage, we see Becky Lynch. As it turns out, she has something to say up next. So we go to commercial break. We head to ringside to hear from Becky Lynch. The man comes to Louisville. This was a good segment by Becky Lynch. Mixed reactions from Becky Lynch as she insists she was not beating on Saturday. The boos start to trickle in as Becky Lynch explains that one of them was taken to the hospital and the other got to celebrate. Even after everything Lyra Kerr has done week after week, Becky Lynch stands tall. She then goes into running down the fans as they continue booing. Eventually, she reaches the end by declaring that every woman in the locker room is going to understand what it means to be held down by the man. Her music hits as Becky Lynch leaves the ring. To be honest, y'all, I lost track of that Becky Lynch promo. Pretty quick stuff at home, not helping anything. But I feel like I got this just of LOL. Becky Lynch blaming the fans because that's what we need is another heel. Giving your long dawns out you fans speeches. And this it was a good promo by Becky Lynch, but I don't know if it was overrated or not. But to my opinion, I might as well say it was it was a good promo in my opinion, but it is what it is. All right, video package. Rusev promised to continue his path to dominance. I'm sorry, video package. Rusev promised to promised to continue his path of dominance. Backstage, Akira Tozawa tells Adam Pearce he wants to face Rusev as revenge for what he did to others. Sheamus interrupts, asking for a match against Grayson Waller, and we get a rundown for next week, confirming that another match, including a non-title match between Jey Uso and Braun Breaker. Bad guy ringside. Julia and Ronson Perez make their way out for our main event up next. So commercial break. Back at ringside, Io Sky makes her way to the ring, followed by Rhea Ripley getting getting a big pop before this main event gets underway. So we get the main event of the evening. Women's World Champion Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus the Prodigy, Roxanne Perez and managed Julia. This tag team match was fantastic. Like I said, the chemistry between Io Sky and Julia, they got good chemistry. And Roxanne Perez and Rhea Ripley also got good chemistry as well. But this tag team match was fantastic. I love this. We start off with Io Sky and Roxanne Perez, the latter being taken down to the mat by the champ before getting to the ropes to force a break. Io Sky continues to lay into her before getting a near fall. Slide headlock by Io Sky now as Roxanne Perez tries to break out. but is pulled down by her hair before Io Sky goes after to manage Julia. This leads to the Prodigy Roxanne Perez blindsiding her and making the tag to Julia double team, and then Julia continues to wear down Io Sky. The Prodigy Roxanne Perez joins in for a cheap shot before Rhea Ripley intervenes as and chaos ensues before she and Roxanne Perez are forced to leave the ring. Io Scott takes the fight back to Julia but is unable to make a tag to Rhea Ripley. Thanks to Roxanne Perez, they turn their attention to Rhea Ripley, double teaming her to get to great effect as we go to commercial break. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Roxanne Perez and Io Sky are in the ring, and Io Sky sends the Prodigy Roxanne Perez to the mat before looking for the tag to Rhea Ripley. She makes it, and Roxanne Perez is taken for a ride as Rhea Ripley lays into her with the razor's edge in a near fall. Roxanne Perez starts to fight back in the corner, but before Rhea Ripley drops her face first into the turnbuckle. Roxanne Perez manages to fight back, however, taking Rhea Ripley down with a hurricanrana for a cover in a 2 count. Tag to the managed Julia, who hits a headbutt on Rhea Ripley before the pair double team. Quick tag gets Roxanne Perez back in, but a moonsault only gets a 2 count. Roxanne Perez sends her into the corner, but is quickly taken down by Roxanne Perez. Instead, as the Sky looks for a big tag, looks for a tag. We get the managed Julia and Io Sky both into the match, now each unleashing a fury of offense on the other in the corner before Io Sky connects with a missile dropkick. The Prodigy Roxanne Perez goes after Io Sky before taking Rhea Ripley down with a DDT, allowing the managed Julia to get a near fall on the champion. Io Sky fights back for a double stomp on the managed Julia, heading up top over the moonsault, but the Prodigy Roxanne Perez breaks the pin. Chaos ensues before the Prodigy Roxanne Perez goes for a pop rock on Rhea Ripley, but to no avail. Rhea Ripley takes the Prodigy Roxanne Perez down as the managed Julia drops Io Sky to the mat twice over for a cover, but Rhea Ripley breaks it up. All four women go at it now, with the managed Julia taking a backbreaker from Io Sky, who charged at her in the corner. The managed Julia blocks it as Io Sky climbs up, with Rhea Ripley sneaking a blonde tag before sending her into the path of the Prodigy Roxanne Perez. Io Sky takes the Prodigy Roxanne Perez down as Rhea Ripley hits Riptide on the managed Julia, with Io Sky keeping Roxanne Perez away as Rhea Ripley gets the pin and the win. The winner of the match, the winner by pinfall, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. So Rhea Ripley, Rhea Ripley has pinned the managed Julia in the middle of the ring clean. That's all I gotta say. But this tag team match was fantastic. I love the chemistry. I love the chemistry between Io Sky and Julia. Just like I also love the chemistry between Roxanne Perez and Rhea Ripley. So Roxanne Perez and Rhea Ripley have chemistry. Same thing. The same thing as Io Sky and the managed Julia also have great chemistry, and that's all I gotta say. But this was a fantastic tag team match. This was a fun tag team match to close the show through Curious isolated from the majority of the everything else going on tonight. Great stuff from all four women, though, as the managed Julia and the Prodigy Roxanne Perez continue to hold their own on the main roster, and we get snippets of the brewing issue between. All right, it says overall a decent enough episode of WWERAW. Following backlash, some key story developments here with the Saturday night's main event card shaping up for 5/24 as well. The opening and closing matches were expectedly fun tonight, and WWE Raw goes off the air. And let me get my opinion what I think about WWE Raw. Now, did you see the way that Rhea Ripley was looking at the Women's World Champion? it lets me know that Rhea Ripley wants the Women's World Championship back at Money in the Bank. But it is what it is. We're gonna have to see. So we're gonna get Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship at Money in the Bank. But like I said, anybody can win the men's Money in the Bank and the women's Money in the Bank. Anybody can win the Money in the Bank. So it is what it is. But let me get my honest opinion before I wrap this up. Now WWE Raw was a decent show, but it had some good matches. So I gotta give Monday Night Raw a at least I gotta give it a 6 out of 10, and that's all I gotta say. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my WWE Raw review and highlights, make sure you guys please watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content that I do on the channel. I am a grinder. When it comes to when it comes to me doing wrestling reviews, I don't I don't give you guys the half of my review. I give you guys my full review and break it down for what I think from the beginning to the end and give my own thoughts and my own opinion. And that's all I gotta say. So I am a grinder on YouTube. Even my boy Tony Skills said it himself. He says I have one of the best wrestling reviews on YouTube. If you don't believe me, go ask Tony Skills about our conversation. I guarantee you he's gonna be in my chat for my world premiere. And that's all I gotta say premiere. But anyway, I just want to get this off my chest by saying thank you guys so much for coming out to my Sunday's live stream on Twitch for WWE 2K25. Universe Mode Episode 1, a new era begins. Cerise was there. Um, yeah, Cerise was there. Um, Hell Split, Hell Split, Ninja was there. I appreciate him, man. I appreciate everybody that came out to my live stream on Twitch, man. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support, man. If you guys want to see my live stream that I did on Twitch, I put the link in the description for my Twitch. Make sure you guys go over there and give me a follow because I'm on the road to 50 follows so I get affiliate. So yeah, so give me a follow over there on Twitch. I'll put the link to my Twitch down below in the description. So I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. And I'll make a 3-minute YouTube short video of me showing you guys my thumbnail custom proofs in the pudding. And I will see you guys tomorrow live on YouTube for my WWE NXT watch along. So you guys need to stay tuned for that. Anyway, this your boy Bigboysnacksjonnytv, aka Wakanda Snatch One, because I got plenty to go around. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. Have a great night, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching my WWE Raw review and highlights. And that's all I gotta say. Stay too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang.